Hey everybody, I'm the 13th Wolfman. You know what? My buddy TheMoviePhantom usually does a top 3. And this week he took a page out of my book. He's going to do a question of the week. So I'm going to answer. This is a video response for TheMoviePhantom's question of the week. When TheMoviePhantom was on hiatus, my voice just cracked there, haha. When TheMoviePhantom was on hiatus, we kept in touch all the time. I was always asking him what's going on, you know, how's the Phantom family doing, when are you going to come back, you know, here's some ideas, maybe you could do this, you know, and, like I said, we would bounce stuff off one another. He would suggest stuff to me, and it's cool. And so, while he was on hiatus, he goes, oh, I got a question for you. He goes, a chess set. He goes, you know, there's chess sets of, like, there's a Star Wars chess set, you know, where there's the good side, it's the Jedi against the dark side, which is Vader and the Stormtroopers. He goes, are like a Hobbit chess set, you know, there's all the pieces that are this against this, or a Marvel chess set where it's all the Marvel good guys against all the Marvel bad guys. I go, yeah? What's up? He goes, a horror chess set. A horror chess set? He goes, yeah. He goes, you make a horror chess set. Where do you assign the horror icons? And so in his question, he goes, you can come up. He goes, there's only 6 pieces per side. King, queen, bishop, king, queen, bishop, knight, rook, pawn. He goes, so you just got to come up with 6 pieces. You just got to come up with the king, queen, bishop, knight, rook, pawn. He goes, but if you want to do both sides, you know, do it. You know, you want to do a good side and a bad side. So I sat down and I thought this out. They're like, okay, I will do both sides. I will do the good side and the bad side. So, and so I thought about the strengths of all the horror icons, you know, and all the weaknesses. I'm like, okay, like on the good side. On the good side, for a pawn, and because in the movie that they're in, they were used basically as a pawn in this elaborate scheme, Rosemary Woodhouse would be the pawn on the good side from Rosemary's Baby. The rook would be Frankenstein's castle. Okay, because the rook is always played as a building, and I thought you got to have a castle in there, no matter what. So, the knight for the good side is Ash from Evil Dead. And I know a lot of people are going to be going, dude, he's got to be the king. I got your king covered. I got your bishop covered. Ash is a knight. Ash is the little warrior that you send out there to take on the pawns and the bishops. Ash is a knight, if you really think about where he lands in the horror legend icons, you know. The bishop. Now here's the one where people are going to go, dude, that's a bad guy. It's not. Not the way I look at it. The Wolfman is a bishop. And I put the Wolfman on the good side because technically he's, you know, the character of the Wolfman, Lawrence Tate, is a reluctant Wolfman. He doesn't want to be a Wolfman. He wants to be everything but. So he's got a good soul. You don't see him really, you know, wanting to do this stuff. So he's got a good soul. So that makes him kind of a bishop to me. That's the way I'm thinking here, right? Okay, so Rosemary Woodhouse, Frankenstein Castle, Ash, the Wolfman, we're up to King. The King would be Van Helsing. Yes, the man that has taken on more vampires and been in more films than most other monsters, besides Dracula. So Van Helsing is the King. And where do you go for the Queen? Well, you go to Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. She took on Freddy. She's powerful. She was part of the Dream Warriors. Makes her a queen. That's the good side. Well, what about the bad side? The bad side. Okay, on the other side of the board, we got the red pieces against, you know, the good side is the white pieces, the bad side is the red pieces. The red pieces would be, because it's red, it's blood, that's why I put red. The red pieces would be the pawn, of course, a zombie. And this is the same thing that the movie Phantom said, and it really makes a lot of sense. I mean, zombies are, they're expendable. You can, you know, one dies, boom, you got another one. So they're like a horde or a pawn. So what's the rook? The Sawyer house from TCM, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was either this or the house from Psycho, and I just like I like the look of the Psycho house, but I really like the creepy outside look from the original the original Texas Chainsaw House. Okay, again, this is probably going to get a lot of garbage. The knight for the bad guys, Pinhead. Yeah, I said Pinhead. He doesn't run hell. You know, he's a knight in hell. He works under the devil, is the way I've always figured it. He's got these wicked powers, but he's a knight of the devil. So that's how I see it. I see he's a knight in hell. He's a knight on the board. The bishop. Again, I thought character-wise, it's like, okay, who has knowledge? Who has, you know, knowledge is power. Who is somebody that expands beyond this universe? And that's the tall man from Phantasm. He'd be a great bishop. You know, he knows this world and he knows the other world that deals with Phantasm. So that's how I went with the bishop. The king. Again, this was hard because I was thinking, okay, well, I need a bishop, I need a king, and between the tall man and this, I kind of like went back and forth on who should be who. But I chose Radu, the vampire from Subspecies, as the baddie. He's wanted to rule this world and the next over and over and over again. He's got nothing but contempt in his blood for the human race. Power is corrupt, and power is, his power is corrupt, but power is knowledge, and our knowledge is power. I mean, and he's very knowledgeable, so he gets the king. You got a vampire king. Who's going to be your queen? Well, I went with a vampire queen. I put the two vampires, put two vampires in the head spot, and the vampire queen is Santanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn, played by Selma Hayek. So again, that's also another. When you look at who the king and queen are of the red side, that's also why Van Helsing kind of makes it the king on the white side, because you got the vampire, and now you need the vampire killer. So, on the bad side, you've got, as queen, Santanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn, Radu from Subspecies, the Tall Man from Phantasm, Pinhead from Hellraiser, the Sawyer House as the Rook, and a zombie as a pawn. And on the good side, again, you've got Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street. You've got Van Helsing from, many Dracula movies. You've got the bishop was the Wolfman. You've got Ash as a knight. You've got the Frankenstein Castle as the Rook, and you've got Rosemary Woodhouse as a pawn. Movie Phantom, my brother. That's it. That's what I got for you, brother. So, till again, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.